What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne, and I am BlackBoardGaming, where I teach you about all these great board games that are out there, waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complication.
Hey guys, and welcome to my board game wrap-up video for the month of February. I apologize for being a few days late, but my wife Alicia and I, we just got back from Dice Tower West, which we're going to talk about our experience there in the next video. But I definitely wanted to share with you the games that I played in the month of February. Now, there was only 13 games, so it was a little light month, but we were trying to get everything straight for our trip to Las Vegas. But that means I won't be keeping you too long. So let's get right to it. So the first game that I played is Batoku. Now, I talked about Batoku in the last video, but the first Friday of this month was my pick, and I wanted to introduce my game group to Batoku. And it was a successful teach. And I came in last place, but I was only 10 points behind the first player. So it was a really tight game, and we all enjoyed it. Now, and I was a little worried about the teach because, like I said, Batoku is what you're doing, the actions you're taking are really simple, but why you're doing it and how you scoring points is all over the place. This game is definitely a point solid, but it is a very aesthetically beautiful point solid. I'm a big fan of this game because, I like worker placement, but I really enjoy worker placement when you're utilizing dice. This game is just really, really nice, and that's Batoku, Now, the next game is a game that I had set up on the table for about the first week and a half of February, and that game is called The Adventures of Robin Hood. Now, The Adventures of Robin Hood is a cooperative storytelling campaign game with a very unique play set. So the board is like, Sherwood Forest, but all the tiles, there are tiles built into the board. And the game comes with this big old thick storybook, and the book tells you when to flip these tiles. So you might reveal a guard, or you might reveal something else. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't, want to spoil the storytelling. But like I said, in the game, you take on the role of Robin Hood and the Merry Men, and you're going up against Prince John and the Sheriff of Nottingham. And the actions that you're taking in this game are based on what you pull out of this bag. Like, you're constantly filling this bag up with tokens and stuff, and then you pull out a token and that'll tell you whose turn it is or whether you want to battle or whatever. And this game is really unique, and I really like it. Now, the story isn't like amazing, but it is a family weight game, so I can see where younger people would like the story, And I can see why this game was a 2021 Spiel des Jahres nominee, And that is The Adventures of Robin Hood. I'm anticipating getting this back to the table to finish the campaign, but like I said, I did the first 3 campaigns solo, and I think I would have more fun playing with more players. So I got some friends who have young children, and I could get them to play this game with me. So the next game I want to talk about is a game, I got my list here, so I got to remember. Oh, very popular game called Isle of Cats. Now, my friend Deb at the board game store wanted to learn how to play Isle of Cats, so I was like, okay, I'll teach you, and we played it. Isle of Cats is a polyomino tile placement game where the players are trying to go into this island full of cats, and we're trying to rescue the cats and put them on our player board, which is a boat, and get as many cats off this island before Lord Vesh comes to the island and kills the cats. Now, I don't know why Lord Vesh wants to kill the cats. I don't know if he's trying to buy the island and he's allergic to cats. I don't know. But until I figure out why he's doing this, I'm not going to be able to get my wife to play this game. Now, It's the type of game that my wife would play, but if she doesn't really understand why she's doing it, it's just not going to gel with her. And I get that. I like the game. You know, both me and Deb had a fun time with this game. We didn't score a lot of points, and you know, so we definitely want to give this game another shot. But I played this game a few times before when it first came out, solo mode, which is great, and I love Isle of Cats. Now, the next game we played is a 2-player trick-taking game called Jekyll and Hyde, and we were checking it out. And in Jekyll and Hyde, one player plays as Dr. Jekyll, one player plays as Mr. Hyde, and we're trying to move this pawn on this board by winning tricks. And Dr. Jekyll wants to keep his mind straight, whereas Mr. Hyde wants chaos. And if he gets, after 3 rounds, if the Mr. Hyde can get that pawn all the way to the leftmost space of that board, then he wins. If he doesn't, then Dr. Jekyll wins. Now, I like trick-taking games. I first heard about this game from a podcast that I listen to frequently called Blue Pad, Pink Pad. And, you know, what I really like most about this game is, first of all, it's the art is done by Vincent Dutray, was a very well-known artist in the board game world. And the fact that the pawn that they're moving across this board is a metal bust of Dr. Jekyll's face on one side and Mr. Hyde's face on the other, which I think is really cool. They didn't have to put that in this game, but that just makes the game just that much more beautiful component-wise. And that is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We really enjoyed this game. So, the next game that I played in the month of February is a big old game called Western Legends. Now, it was my Friday night game meetup, and it was Ted's turn to pick, and he knew I had been wanting to play Western Legends, so he picked that one. Now, I kickstarted Western Legends, but he has everything. He even has the map that goes with it, and he has 3D town pieces on the board, so it looks like an actual like mini Western town, which I was really like admired. I was like, oh man, I'm all in. So in Western Legends, Western themed game, and we take on the role of well-known gunslingers like Billy the Kid or Wild Bill Hickok or Bass Reeves, Geronimo, Calamity Jane, people like that. And we can either be bad guys, so we go around robbing banks, building up our notorious legend or whatever, robbing banks, rustling cattle, robbing other players, or we could be good guys. And being good guys means go and catch the people that's robbing the other players, or catch the guy that's robbing the bank, or catching the guy that's rustling the cattle. You know, you can also play poker for legendary points, or you could just mine for gold for legendary points. And this game is very thematic. You know, I can't help but to always hum like music from the old Clint Eastwood movies when I'm playing this game. And that is Western Legends. Now, the next game is going to take a little tack for me to describe. So it is an older game called Pecunia Nonoiled, which means money doesn't stink. Now, in this game, the players is set in ancient Rome, and the players own toilets. And we are trying to get people to come use our toilets and then pay us. And whoever has the most money at the end of the game wins. Now, I'm gonna just put the picture of the game up and let you guys just take a look at it. But I have to say that the game was really fun. We had an enjoyable time playing this game. And it's funny to say that, you know, the game that I had the most fun playing was also the crappiest game on the list, you know. And I'm just going to leave that just like that, okay? And that is Pecunia Nonoiled, okay? So, the next game we played, let me see. game that I was sent, the designer sent me this game, and this game is called Treeblox, and it's an abstract game where it's a 2-player abstract game where the players are taking these like Lego style blocks, and some of them represent branches, some of them represent leaves, and we're just posting them into this grid on this board, and whoever has the most leaf tiles of leaf tokens or leaf pieces of their color visible by looking down onto the board wins. Now, my wife and I played this game a couple of times, and she's not really into abstract games, but she did enjoy playing this one with me, you know. And I like it because, you know, one of the things you can do once you finish the game, you can just leave it set up as it is, and then people come over to your house, they looking like, okay, what's that? You know, is that some kind of Lego statue? And you're like, no, that's a game. And now their interest is piqued. And now you can say, hey, you want to try this game out? Let's go for it, you know. And so I'm going to leave a link. I did a heads up video for this game, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below. And you can purchase this game at Amazon, you know. So that is Treeblox. Now, the next game is the other game that I played with my wife this month. She was trying to get lesson plans and all that together before we went on our trip. And that game is Floriferous. Now, I have to say Floriferous is the game that we played the most of. She really enjoyed that game. We did a review for that one, and I'm gonna leave a description in the link below, a link in the description below. But Floriferous is a beautiful game with beautiful art by the same people that did Herbaceous and 100 Tory, and the players are walking through this field, picking flowers, making arrangements, you know, finding bugs and all that. And the game lasts like less than a half hour, you know, so it's a really quick game, but it's a thinky game. And she really loved this game. Like, even after review, we kept playing it. So we played she played mostly that game in the month of February. And that is Floriferous. So, the next game that I played, it was my Friday night meetup, and we ended up playing Dune Imperium again. Now, this time we played it with the expansion and the Rise of Ix. And Dune Imperium, I really do enjoy playing Dune Imperium. I'm not that great at it yet. You know, I did, like I said, I won once in solo mode, but I'm still trying to, you know, work my way around this game. But it is a very well done game. I do like Dune Imperium. My board game group, they love it, you know. So, the next game on the list, I miss it. Oh, we played a card game, that was popular at Essen called Scout. And Scout is, the theme is you're in the circus, but, you know, that's not really, it's just pasted on. And what you're doing is you're playing cards from your hand. You cannot rearrange your cards. You have to keep them in the same arrangement, but you're playing as pairs or ascending order. And you're trying to get rid of your cards. At the end of, when you get rid of your cards, the round ends, and then people like kind of get coins or points or something like that, like negative points for having cards still in their hand. And we played a couple rounds of that. And this was the time with my wife, you know, usually I go to my board game meetup on Friday by myself, but I invited my wife so she could see the board game room. You know, it was really cool. And they invited her to play. They welcomed her with open arms, and they invited her to play Scout. And, you know, she enjoyed that game. Now, the next game on my list, my memory is failing me. I got to make sure I keep looking at this thing. Okay. The next game is probably one of the favorite games, maybe my second favorite, is it's Stonemeyer's like Libertalia Winds of Galecrest. Now, I own the original Libertalia, and I really love that game, but it's hard getting, it's fun, more fun at more players, but the new Libertalia has a solo mode, And I played that like at least 4 times, and I love it. I love Libertalia. I love my pirate themed games, and I also like the fact that they took a different direction with this one, because you know, pirate, the original Libertalia, the art is really gritty. You know, this one more colorful, the components upgraded. I think people will gravitate more to this game. And this game's kind of the theme of this new game with Sky Pirates is nostalgic to me, because when I was playing video games, you know, I still own 2 Dreamcasts. And one of my favorite games on the Dreamcast was a game called Skies of Arcadia. And in Skies of Arcadia, you take on the role of Sky Pirates. So yeah, Libertalia Winds of Galecrest just brought back that memory of playing that game. You know, this is a beautiful game. Now, the next game, this game is the game of the month for me in February. And that is a game that has been getting a lot of hype, and it is worth the hype. That game is called Arkanova. Now, Arkanova, Friday Night Game Group. Now, on that same day, I got my copy in the mail, and I was so excited. I was giddy as a schoolgirl, you know, because I really wanted to play this game. Now, but Brian, from my guy, he had his copy and he had it set up over at Ted's house, and we played it. And that game is the truth. It deserves the hype that it's getting. So, Arkanova, you could tell, first of all, the guy that designed Arkanova was a big fan of Terraforming Mars, because people keep comparing it to Terraforming Mars. But instead of everybody trying to putting tiles on this shared board, everybody has their own board. And the theme is you're building a zoo. You know, you're building your own zoo, and the game is so good. I mean, I really love this game. So, and that's Arkanova. Now, let me look at my list. Oh, there's one more that I missed. Yep, I'm counting. All right. The last game on this list is a game called Skull Canyon Ski Fest. I got this one, a demo copy from Pandasaurus Games. And in this game, we're skiers or snowboarders just coming down the mountain, getting reputation, gaining points, and we're just how you ski down these certain trails is it's kind of like Ticket to Ride. You're trying to get a certain number of cards, and then you play those cards. They have to be matching color or matching type in order for you to ski down that run, pretty much. And I played this Grotto style, learning it before I can like do a review for it. And I want to introduce my wife to this game, but Skull Canyon Ski Fest is another nostalgic game for me. Because, like I said, when I was back in video games, one of the first games I got for the PlayStation 2 was SSX. Now, I think most people know SSX Tricky, which was, I think, is the 3rd iteration. Yeah, it was the 3rd iteration of SSX. And in that game, you're just snowboarding down the mountain. And I remember watching my son play this game, and he used to do so many tricks on that game. Like, I would love just sitting there watching him play this game. So, that's all the games that I played for this month of February. Not a whole lot, but I had a lot of fun. So, if you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I'm Dwayne. I am BlackBoardGaming, and I will see you next time.